We're getting a new Warzone map, boys. Woo! It's still Verdansk. Alrighty, boys, so sharing my screen over here. The rumors are true. We are getting a new map. That's not even rumors. That is confirmed. And I have a timeline for when that's going to go down. However, well, you can't even see my face. Not that that's a bad thing for you guys, but there we go. So this article will be cited or sourced down there in the description below. That's important in college. It's important in YouTube. Anytime I cover any kind of article, I do source or cite it in the description. So if you want to go further with the information and read it in its entirety, you can do that. I have some pretty highlights over here so I don't forget any key points. And fans of Warzone have been asking for a new map for a while. And I think what they meant is an all-new map. But what we're getting is a modified version of Verdansk, the map that we've had since launch. Verdansk isn't a bad map by any means. It's pretty good, actually, but we've had the same map since March 10th, 2020, which has been quite a while now. Granted, it is a very, very large map. I believe it's 9.6 square kilometers, making it 3.5 times larger than the COD Blackout Battle Royale map, so it's very, very large. Obviously, it'd have to be to support 150 players. However, all we're getting is a modified version here. What they're doing is taking a ton of the POIs or points of interest from Black Ops and basically transforming the map into an 80s time frame. And they're not just going to jump you into this new map. There's going to be a in-game event similar to Fortnite where you get to reveal background stories and lore as to how you're going to go back from the, the 2000s era back to the 1980s, so it's not jarring to your senses or anything like that. So I'm going to go ahead and read this, then we can discuss. It is a 1980s Warzone map, which will replace the current Verdansk at the end of the season, Season 2. With an in-game event marking the transition on April 22nd. The leak footage, talking about this video here, which is not great. It's just like a trailer. It doesn't really show a whole lot. It kind of shows you some of the POIs. They're in a helicopter zipping by them, but yeah, you can watch this on your own if you want. The leaked footage shows Cold War era landmarks replacing Verdansk-owned POIs, including an in-construction stadium with an aqueduct replacing the dam. Airport, TV station, and downtown can also be spotted with a 1980s makeover. Some new locations can also be seen, so actual new locations, such as a mineshaft area, what appears to be the Duga-2 Radar Array from Black Ops Cold War Ashes to Ashes campaign. At the end of the Black Ops Cold War and Warzone Season 2, the Battle Royale game will finally transition into its new map. The exchange will be marked by an explosive in-game event designed to narratively transition between the Warzone and Modern Warfare era to a setting more in line with the most recent Premium Series release. Nuclear warheads recently uncovered on Warzone's map will be used to trigger the revamp, similar to how Fortnite used an in-game event to transition in Chapter 2, with the zombies introduced in the latest season kicking off the countdown. So I gotta say, I do kind of like when games do that instead of just being like, oh, on this day, servers are gonna go down for a hot reset and then you're gonna get this new map. They actually reveal or preview certain parts of the map changing by you basically activating little Easter eggs, which is pretty cool. And then they mention how the next Call of Duty game, which is coming out this year in 21, is going to be a Sledgehammer-developed game set during World War II. I have covered that extensively when that news was very, very fresh, hot off the press. It's also very possible Warzone could skip WW2 altogether in terms of map revamp and instead focus on coinciding with 2022's game. I don't know why they're saying 2022. This game's going to be released in 21. It's understood that Sledgehammer's new game will see a return to Modern Warfare 2019's game engine, which is called IW8, which also powers Warzone. After last year's Cold War switched to an upgraded version of Treyarch's Black Ops 4 technology. Good. I personally prefer the Infinity Ward-based Modern Warfare engine versus the Treyarch engine. That's just my personal preference. I think it looks better, and I think it feels a little bit more fluid. Granted, the shooting mechanics are pretty much the same in all COD games. They're pretty streamlined. And then down here, they say Warzone is viewed as the third pillar alongside COD Mobile and future full-price releases. Yeah, it's pretty surprising how big COD Mobile is. Like, it's pretty astronomical that a free-to-play Battle Royale is basically the flagship of the franchise, basically. And then a mobile phone version has the power and prestige that it does, in comparison to the disappointment that long-term fans of the series and franchise have had recently with the last two titles. Now, I think the Cold War campaign was one of the best that we've had in a good long time, and I think Zombies is incredibly enjoyable. I do think the multiplayer isn't great. The only good maps in the multiplayer are the ones that were throwbacks from previous games such as Nuketown and Raid, and obviously something needs to be done with SBMM, or skill-based matchmaking, which is actually ERMM, or engagement retention matchmaking, because they're trying to cater to all these new players when basically the long-term fans of the franchise are getting shit on because you're actually good, or not even good, but above average, and you're getting match-made with absolute sweatlords, and then you have to be a real shitty shitter to get put into the protected bracket with people with, like, busted mouse hands and stuff. So I think that's good that we're getting a new map, but I can't even really call it a new map because it's not. It's Verdansk with 80s POIs. Now, granted, we are going to have some new areas and whatnot, but the map isn't getting any smaller or bigger from what I've seen. It's going to stay at that 9.6 square kilometers. Yeah, it's not really a new map, which is unfortunate because, like I said, since March of 2020, we've been on the same map, and it has been a while. Granted, it's not a bad map. It's just the same map, so people are getting kind of sick of it. For me, it's not terrible because I casually play Warzone every now and again, but there are a lot of streamers and hardcore players that play it daily, and they are really sick of the map, seeing the same POIs, getting into the same engagements in the same areas, and, you know, granted, these new POIs are going to not only cosmetically look different, but they will kind of jumble the geography. We're going to get into different engagements from afar and in close quarters combat, and that's cool and all, but this just doesn't seem like what people wanted. I mean, it's better than nothing. It's like getting handed a crap sandwich when you're starving. It's like, thank you. At least I'm not going to starve now, but this is poop, though. It's poop. Drop in the comment section below your opinions, especially if you're a hardcore Warzone player. How do you feel about this change? If you enjoyed the video, liking it helps it to get seen by more people, which in turn grows my little channel, which I do greatly appreciate. Subscribe for more content like this. I cover a lot of news in the gaming community and industry, as well as tutorials helping you get set up streaming and YouTubing. Peace.